Mass Effect is a sci-fi RPG shooter. All three of those words appeal to me, yet I've never played through the series. That changes today with Mass Effect 1. I feel like this is where I should say something witty, but I got nothing, so let's just jump in with the original Mass Effect. I'm playing the original 3 in the Legendary Collection. It's really awesome to have each game compiled into a single place, but there's some problems right off the bat that I can't let go unspoken. First off, these are primarily console games, which means they're meant to be used with a controller, which means you're meant to be sat further away from the screen, which means there's no field of view slider. Now, I could forgive this if they were the original copies, but these are the enhanced, remastered, Game of the Year Super Mega Editions. So why are there no field of view sliders? That's annoying. Consider yourself modded. Mod installed, problem fixed, but there's a much bigger issue lurking about. These are single-player games. So why do I need an internet connection to play these? The field of view was annoying, but this is unacceptable. On the bright side, the last time I saw the collection on sale, it was $4 on Steam. Like literally $4. For $4, it's worth dealing with the constant internet connection, but this kills any iota of ownership you have over these titles. It's a step too far. I hate it. Again, for $4 it's tolerable, but if you're looking for any longevity or ownership of these games, look for some original copies. But with that out of the way, let's finally get to talking about the game, because the original Mass Effect is pretty awesome. In 2148, humanity discovers an ancient civilization's ruins on Mars, along with remnants of their technology. This unlocks the titular Mass Effect. The Mass Effect unlocks extrasolar travel and, basically space magic. This also supposedly explains how humanity got in touch with the rest of the intergalactic community. It's vague, and frankly, it doesn't really explain a whole lot, but that's fine. It would be like watching Star Wars and questioning every single alien race and how they got there. Just go with it. And go with it you should, because one of the first things that becomes interesting is the other aliens and how humanity fits into this galactic community. There's quite a few different races, and they're easy to spot with their visual design, but it can be difficult to distinguish them once the talking starts, and there's a lot of talking. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Your first objective is to rescue this planet from a hostile invasion, along with securing what they call a beacon. Shepard, you are shadowed by a Spectre on this mission, the Council's elite, as you yourself have been nominated to become a Spectre. Long story short, your shadowing Spectre dies at the hand of a rogue Spectre named Saren, and the beacon is destroyed. The Galactic Council doesn't believe that Saren has gone rogue, but you quickly prove that he is, and then they promote you, and your new mission is to track down Saren. Did I miss anything? Obviously, trying to explain a couple of hours of the game in a single paragraph isn't going to do it justice, but that's the basic idea, if you could call it basic. The story is fine, it's not groundbreaking, but it serves its purpose of giving you a galactic cult to fight back against. It is worth keeping track of these different races and names like Reapers and Geth, as they will be coming back in future titles. What the original Mass Effect does really well though is its introduction to all of these ideas. Yeah, the way I explained it was fast and confusing, but the way you're introduced to everything in the game is actually quite the opposite. Sure, sometimes it can be difficult to keep track of which alien race someone was talking about when they weren't right there on the screen, but honestly, you don't need to keep super close attention to things right away. It's all introduced so naturally that it's hard not to pick up a few details here and there. I'm usually terrible with names and fictional politics, but just a few hours in, I was retaining a surprising amount of information about the universe, and it's because it's all so expertly written that it doesn't feel overwhelming. It helps that the villain isn't exactly complex, nor is your mission. It gives you time to learn more about the alien races, which is by far what I enjoyed the most. As soon as I got some alien crewmates, I never took the humans with me again. Tali is a Quarian, a race of folks who were run off from their homeworld and now function as space nomads. They have a big focus on mechanical engineering, and by talking to Tali, you can learn about her pilgrimage, which is a coming of age for Quarians. When you meet Garrus, he works for Citadel Security, but he's fed up with the way things are handled, how things slip through the cracks of the process. This grizzled ex-cop will join you to hunt down your common enemy, Saren. The characters aren't the most in-depth or complex, but they're good enough for what's here. The characters are what you're here for, not necessarily the story. Once Garrus and Tali were in my crew, I never left the ship without them. The actual alien designs are really good, and unlike other sci-fi franchises, the aliens here feel very deliberate. There's quite a few alien races, but not so many that they're just throwaways. The crewmates serve more as representatives to their races rather than individuals, but there's enough here to have some favorites, again, like Tali and Garrus. It's hard to not fall in love with some of these characters. Their cultures are rich and fun to learn about, and most of your crew is simply likable.
You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
But enough about friendly aliens. How about the target practice aliens? Well, there's plenty of those too, but the shooting? Not great. Choosing a class gives you abilities and skills you can invest points into as you level up. My soldier class had skills for extra armor and weapon proficiency. Now, it doesn't take too much to level up, and by the end of the game, you'll likely have most of your skills maxed out. Your gear is simply a case of equipping the highest number available. None of these progression systems strike me as particularly impressive, but they work well enough. It's a nice, smooth increase to your power, and it's easy to determine what's an upgrade and what isn't. Being a third-person shooter means putting you in a lot of places with waist-high cover to hide behind. Walking into such walls or barricades will put you into cover, which feels pretty... not good? It feels impossible to talk about the combat and movement without using words like stiff, clunky, or unresponsive, because that's exactly what it is. Give it a little time and you'll grow accustomed to it, but that doesn't change the fact that it's not exactly riveting. It's fun enough, but I wouldn't go out of my way to play specifically for the combat and shooting. There are some moments where everything clicks together and it's great, but those moments can be few and far between. To absolutely no one's surprise, this RPG involves quite a few yap sessions. Shepard has a Paragon and Renegade meter, which isn't exactly good and evil as much as it's soft and fluffy bunny and cold and calculated. I went for the soft and fluffy bunny because, I don't know, I just like being a good guy, I guess. People who choose to be evil their first time in a game should not be trusted. Don't speak to me, don't look at me, don't even, just move along. But anyways, yeah, you make choices that affect the story. It's pretty obvious when a choice really matters, and there's a few of them, but most of the time it's just a matter of how nice you want to be. It's not something that's highly reactive, but again, for an early RPG of this caliber, it's pretty solid. But this is where things get even more interesting. Certain decisions you can make in the series will cause certain characters to die, even party members. Here in the first Mass Effect, you have to choose between saving Kaidan or Ashley. I don't particularly like either one of them, but you have to save one, so I guess I'll close my eyes and pick one. The thing is, whoever doesn't make it, and won't return in future games. As of writing the script, I'm just now starting the third Mass Effect game, and Kaidan is here in this game. If I had saved Ashley all the way back in the first game, I can only assume Ashley would be in the third game. I've always thought it was cool that the Mass Effect series has choices that affect future games, and I'm really excited to see what kind of impact other choices will have.
Go back and get Alenko.
Alenko, radio Joker and tell him to meet us at the bomb site.
Huh?
But all in all, that's about all I have to say about the original Mass Effect. It's a pretty solid game that introduces a really interesting galactic society, and it definitely still holds up today, even if the combat is a little janky. One thing I did notice is that I wasn't given any romance options. Did no one like me enough? I guess that's just another way that Mass Effect really is that immersive.